Hey everybody, it's Beyond Us. We're here again, episode 28.
Some of us are here.
And yeah, we're kind of light today.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like something
has been lifted.
Like not like right here on my shoulder. It feels nice and loose. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Salo was not able to make it today. This is purely due to internet issues.
Yeah, this is technical difficulties, 100%.
He was on time.
He was here. For those of you that watched the last episode, actually watched it on YouTube, there were some moments where he was having some camera freezes and some audio freezes. You didn't have to worry about the audio freezes because we were able to edit through that, but the camera freezing we couldn't. Those problems got exponentially worse. And so, as a team, we decided, to not delay this recording. Salo is just going to sit this one out, work on getting a more stable internet connection and hopefully being ready to roll in the next one. So he is going to save all of his topics that he had brought prepared, for the next episode. So he was here. He was ready to talk with us, but his internet basically told him no.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta listen when someone tells you no.
That's true.
We don't always like to. Some of us have problems with authority, but there are times when you're told no, you should just stop. Like serious times.
But that being said, we said Salo's name a few times, but we didn't actually introduce ourselves.
No. If you don't know me, then you're just not going to know me this episode.
Yep.
I refuse.
Because I'm Brett.
And I'm Daniel.
There we go. So how were your last 2 weeks, homie?
Honestly, short. I feel like we just recorded the last episode.
I do too. I'm gonna be real. I did a day stream today. I ended that stream 2 hours before we recorded because I was like, shit, I don't have any topics. I need to go look up some stuff. I don't got shit today. Like these last 2 weeks went fast.
Yeah, I was real confused. I was looking at the calendar. I'm like, yo, we're almost halfway through February already. What's going on?
Dude, I was like, wait a minute. We're on February 10th? What happened?
Where did the time go?
Oh, man, dude. It's been crazy. No, I feel the same way. The last 2 weeks have felt like they went by super fast.
I can't say like groundbreaking stuff has happened in the last 2 weeks. At least on my end. Like, it's actually been very mundane as far as I'm concerned.
Let me see. Groundbreaking? I got a PS5. That's about
that did happen.
That's about as groundbreaking as it gets for me. I'm trying to think if anything else. Oh, no. You know what? There is one thing. I got my charity stream for March scheduled. Planned out, prepped out. So we told you guys we would keep you up to date on that. As of right now, the plan is to do it on Friday, March 17th. Good old St. Paddy's Day. There'll be drinking, festivities, plenty of donation rewards. During my walk today, I actually stopped down at my tattoo shop, and my tattoo guy said that he would be happy to toss in like a gift card or something for a raffle or something to help raise some money too. So I'm gonna see where that goes. And he said that if we hit the goal that we have set for the tattoo goal, that he'd be happy to do the tattoo. So we'll have some goals set up, some drinking games set up, some absolute shenanigans set up. And right now the plan is a 6-hour stream that will go longer the more we raise.
So there's also a caveat to it going longer. That's more shots that we're gonna have to take.
That is also true. I don't want to talk about that part.
That's the best part. What are you talking about?
That's the best part for the first 2 hours. But on shot 17, because we raised $600 in 3 hours, we're gonna be hurting.
It's gonna be real interesting when everything finally calmed down. You know, everybody spent everything that they're going to spend. We're just like, all right, finally.
7 more minutes of stream.
We can stop. And then
Boom!
All of a sudden, my drunk ass is going to be like, yo, I randomly have $200 in my pocket. I don't need it, right? I don't need it. Here. Bam. Look, oh, shit. That needs more shots.
Wait. And I can see, here's the thing. I can see some dumb stuff happening. We set up an option for people to ban a word. And if we say that word within the 15 minutes, we got to take a drink. I can see somebody banning ridiculous stuff. We were talking about it like, what if they ban one of our names or they ban like the word left? And then I thought about it. And I'm like, we're doing a charity stream for MS. What if they ban the word MS? I'm not going to... 17 shots in, I'm not going to be thinking about that. I'm going to say, oh yeah, we're raising money for a good cause for MS. Oh shit, I got to take a drink.
So I was thinking about like common words like that people say that could be banned. You know, like words like "and," right? They're in almost every sentence.
Right.
But what I really found thinking about it, if we're playing a video game, right? We're not using the general language.
No.
The word it could be a plague.
Yeah.
It's over there.
Oh my god. You know what other word could be a plague? Depending on what we're playing? Help.
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 Udemy is going to be used a lot.
Udemy is going to be our favorite word. But anyway, we said we would keep you in the loop. The plan right now is March 17th. That is a Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on my personal Twitch channel, twitch.tv/pipkiller94. We're going to raise money for a good cause, and we're going to get fucking blitzed in the process. But we're going to have some cool raffles, raffling off Sir Pippington, which you guys, if you're watching, can kind of see him lurking in the background right here. We're going to raffle off some merch. And the big raffle, if we hit a certain goal, is I'm actually going to sign one of my original Plague Doctor masks that I wore in the beginning of my streams before I did my phase reveal, and send that to a lucky winner. So I think that would be a really cool one. But we're going to have fun with it.
I feel like for things like this, you kind of prepare, right? Like, like I've been, have drinks on a regular occasion. I haven't drank anything in a while.
I haven't had anything other than beer in a while.
Like, ever since coming to Japan, I don't really drink.
I should start prepping.
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
We just go into this cold.
All right. So, without saying anything about the show, we've been watching The Last of Us. I put a unanimous vote that every time we see somebody get bit by a zombie, we have to take a shot going forward.
I can't guarantee that can happen.
I can't either.
There are certain times of the day I'm not allowed to drink.
Well, we'll just watch when you are.
We don't watch another episode until after the stream.
That'd be great. But anyway, other than that, not much going on new.
So I'm not going to say I didn't have anything to talk about, but something was said in preparation to this that was really confusing to me because I didn't hear anything about it until right now. What about China? Something happened with China? What?
All right.
What?
So, for those of you that don't know, Brett, flying over the United States last week was a Chinese spy balloon. They kept saying it was a weather balloon. It was not. We shot it down once it got back over the water. But it was definitely a spy balloon. It was not a water balloon or a weather balloon. Not a water balloon either, for the record.
Yeah, I don't know why weather balloon always gets brought up as the
go-to.
Oh, that's what this is. It's the weather balloon. We don't really use balloons that much. I don't know if anyone knows that. That's not really a thing that we do anymore.
When's the last time you used a weather balloon, Brett?
The last time in my career, my professional career of doing weather for the past 7 years.
Yeah.
I've never used a balloon in weather.
I'm gonna be real. Ever. In my like 3 years in weather, I don't think I'd used a balloon. Like, not just in weather. I don't know that I even used a balloon.
Yeah, that's not...
It's not as common as people really think.
No.
It used to be.
It's not to say that they don't exist. I'm not saying that. They do exist. And I have seen a weather balloon. But okay. As a generalized speaking, weather balloons would happen consistently in the same area.
Yeah.
They don't just disappear.
Not only that, but why would a Chinese weather balloon be going up the coast of the United States? Let's just talk about it. It wasn't like it just showed up in the middle of nowhere and was just chilling over one fucking place. It went up the entire coastline. That's not a weather balloon. Where's it going? With the weather.
Yo, it got caught in the jet stream.
In that jet stream, yeah.
And it just soared. It said, "Fuck the ocean. We making it."
Oh my god. But yeah, so that happened. I don't know a lot of specifics on it because I don't really watch the news. But that was pretty unavoidable to hear about. So,
you say that. I apparently avoided it.
You're not here.
I get that, but we still get American news.
Do you watch it?
Sometimes. Depends on the day.
Okay.
But like, for instance, I go into the office. There is not one person that mentioned that. We're in the military. How does not one person mention that there was a Chinese drone flying over America?
Far from China.
Yeah. How does that not get mentioned?
I don't know. The fact that you didn't hear about it astonishes me.
I legitimately have complaints when I go into work.
We ain't gonna talk about this weather balloon. We just gonna ignore it.
I'm upset. I went in yesterday. All they could talk about was, "Oh, it's gonna snow. Oh, it's gonna snow. Hey, you might be stuck at work because it's gonna snow." No one wanted to mention the supposed weather balloon from China. I feel like that's important things.
Yeah. So, spy balloon, weather balloon. Don't really know. As far as I understand, it was definitely a spy balloon.
Okay.
But I also don't understand entirely, obviously. When I found out that in the United States, during a speech by our president, the Republican members of the House were booing him, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. Our politics, I swear to God, other countries have to watch us like we're a reality television show. It's embarrassing.
I mean, we kind of are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's embarrassing. And I'm not saying it's just the Republicans, for the record. I'm just using the Republicans booing our president as an example.
As an example, our previous president.
Yeah, the Democrats weren't really being nice to him.
Well, like from a other country perspective, like other people didn't like him.
No.
But they loved that he was our president.
Because it's comedy.
Because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
They were like, there's no way. There's no way America could be doing this right now. But we did.
Brett, Americans were like, there's no way. There's no way we could be doing this right now. Every time that man picked up his phone and decided to go on the Blue Bird app, all hell broke loose.
And for the record, this is not specifically just on that president. For the past, 20 years, it's kind of like countries have been watching America like it's a running sitcom.
I think Obama did a pretty good job for what he was dealt coming out of the Bush administration.
Yeah.
But realistically, the last time we had a president that was solid was Clinton. And I will say, I said solid, not hard. He was definitely hard too, but we're not going to get into that.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. But anyhow, speaking of things in the news, guess what I heard?
Man, I thought you were going to be like, speaking of things that are hard.
Speaking of Bill Clinton's penis. Toy Story 5 was officially announced.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. I didn't see 4. I didn't like 3.
I didn't really have an opinion towards 3.
No, I'm not saying I hated it. I'm saying I just didn't I didn't watch it and damn, this is a great movie. I just didn't feel it. I never watched 4.
I think from what I remember, 3 had an interesting story premise.
It was dark.
It took a very dark turn, which I didn't dislike, but I didn't care.
Right. It was too late. It was too late.
Yeah, if you were trying to run this as a series, you should have done it back when it was relevant.
Yep. Toy Story 5 announced. So I found something out about Toy Story that's kind of interesting, though. I had this fact a couple episodes ago, but I haven't had time to bring it up. But while we're on the topic of Toy Story, Woody, Sheriff Woody, he has a gun holster.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a gun.
I'm aware.
Do you know why?
I imagine it was generalized censorship.
No. So I thought that too, and then I remembered, I'm like, wait, didn't he? And I went and looked, and he did. Almost the very beginning of the first movie, he does draw with the Etch-a-Sketch, and the Etch-a-Sketch draws a real gun.
Oh shit, you're right.
It draws a real revolver.
Yeah, it did.
Like not cartoony at all.
Did Andy just lose the gun?
He never had one.
Okay.
But you don't find this out in any of the movies. But I did a little bit of research because I was just kind of curious. And I found a video that explained it. And basically, in the Toy Story 3 video game, there are collectibles. They're like Woody's roundup cards from his show. Mm-hmm. And one of them is called Gunless Law and explains that he practiced law in a way that didn't need violence.
Interesting.
So there's actually an explanation for him not having a gun, but I never noticed it. I always just assumed as a kid, or as that because it's a kid's show, they didn't put a gun in it. But then I'm like, wait, Etch definitely drew a gun.
I don't know. It is weird how there's stuff that you don't really think about or care when you're a kid.
Because it just doesn't click or whatever.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Just as kind of a question. Do you think being adults we kind of ruin the film experience for ourselves?
No.
Being people that understand things from certain logical perspectives, something that could be just, hey, this is just visually appealing. This is just something wonderful to watch.
Sometimes
we're so analytical about it.
Sometimes
that we kind of we cripple the movie for ourselves.
So
we could
I
just
think
be
it depends. So the one thing I think Disney's always been good at is putting in innuendos for parents to enjoy themselves while they have to watch this movie 14 times. I think Disney's always been really good at that. Other things, however, they just didn't age well. I tried watching the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, the one with Ivan Ooze.
The OG?
Yeah, the OG, the one with Ivan Ooze. That movie has not aged well in any way, shape, or form. As a kid, Power Rangers were dope, and then as I got older, I'm like, why are you guys doing a corkscrew backflip for an explosion that was 100 feet away from you?
I mean, it takes skill.
It does take skill, but why are you using that skill? Why didn't you use that skill to avoid getting hit?
No, there are certain things that just don't
age
up.
well.
But and we see that in video games too. For instance, Dead Space. So the comparison from the original Dead Space to the one that just came out. So I saw footage of the one that just came out. I'm like, oh, it's Dead Space. This doesn't look any different than
one I
that I played. Then they do the side by side. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh god, yeah.
played that? No. They're completely different.
So,
but that how it is now is how I remembered playing.
No, absolutely. So speaking of video games real quick, you brought it up. We have one question this week from Murphy, and it's about video games, so might as well get it now. Murphy asked...
All right, that's cool. Murphy just gets to, avoid me finishing my topic. It's whatever.
He does.
No, go ahead, Murphy. Go ahead.
What game would you tell someone they need to play if you found out they've never played it before? I feel like that depends on the person.
It does.
My initial go-to is Kingdom Hearts.
I was thinking Kingdom Hearts. But at the same time...
But it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, and it's very convoluted.
The first one's not too bad. The second one's where it gets kind of convoluted.
Well, yeah. Like, if you start to unravel the whole story...
Yeah, but the first one, as a singular game, the first one's pretty easy to fall into.
Yeah. More so if you don't question it too much.
If
you just kind of let it ride.
That's it.
Yeah, if you just let the game ride.
And, gameplay mechanics are fine. They're not too complex.
Yeah.
My go-to is Kingdom Hearts, but that's not for everybody. This is the kind of question I feel like the person changes my answer. Because, there are some people I would tell, if I found out they never played an Elder Scrolls game, they need to go play Oblivion or Skyrim.
And, if we're talking someone that just doesn't play video games in general, that also changes it.
That's true, too.
They don't play video games, you can't just recommend anything.
No, you need to go play, Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah, let's say, for instance, theoretically, if Salo, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he was to tell me, hey, I had never played a video game before, I want to play a video game, what should I play? Knowing him... I'm going to go to some slow-paced strategy game.
Right. Online
something
risk.
That it doesn't take a lot of, mechanics.
Right.
But at the same time, it dives into a side of him that he would enjoy it. No. So I think it's a very dependent on who you're talking about and what they've done previously.
Yeah. Now, I will say that the question did technically say what game, not what video game. So I guess that also could, if you wanted to incorporate them, board games, tabletop games, in which case I would say D&D. I think D&D is an amazing game that people hate on because they don't understand it.
That's true.
Now, depending on the person, I wouldn't recommend it because it's not for everybody.
But there's a lot of people that would enjoy it,
and they just don't think they would because because they've looked at it and seen stigmas or stereotypes or whatever it may be that prevent them from trying it. I think D&D is a fantastic game. So it just depends on the person.
Also, if you haven't played Monopoly, you should probably play that so that you can learn the dark side of humanity.
And so you can learn which of your friends you actually can't trust.
It's true.
For real. Yeah. Real talk. Nah, that's a real one. Monopoly ends friendships, bro. I don't know what ends friendships more, Monopoly or Smash Bros.
Smash Bros. Never ended friendships for me.
Oh, I've seen it get heated.
I was thinking maybe Mario Party.
Mario Party get heated too. And Mario Kart. If we're being honest, all Nintendo party games get a little heated. But no, yeah. I think it just depends on the person. But my initial first thought answer was Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite video game of all time.
It has a lot of elements that can pique a lot of different people's interest.
Right.
And
that, it can pique
people's
interest at all age ranges. Kids, teenagers, adults. I've played Kingdom Hearts at every stage of my life.
Yeah.
I've played it multiple times at every stage of my life. Kingdom Hearts 4 is one of my most anticipated games, and I don't even know when it's supposed to come out.
Yeah. My understanding of the world of Kingdom Hearts has changed.
Yeah, as a kid.
The stages of my life.
As a kid, I was like, ooh, pretty.
As a kid, it's just whimsical, fun fantasy. But when you get older, you realize
there's a lot.
The mental and like the mental struggles and trials that these characters are actually going through
the whole time.
It's a very good, at times convoluted story.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
But I am looking forward to the fourth one.
How many more do you think we get? I don't think it has the same lifespan as Final Fantasy.
No, it doesn't.
There's no way.
I could see
6
spin-offs.
Total. 6 total for major names.
for quite a while. Yeah. Yeah, I can't see
one more
6.
major trilogy.
Yeah. I could see something spawn off of it.
Yeah, I could definitely see a spin-off.
In the last one, they had a Final Fantasy-esque character and game inside the game. And I think that could theoretically spin off into its own thing.
Yep.
That, I think, could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
I could see spin-offs, especially now that we're getting Sora in a more Final Fantasy environment.
Yes.
I think we could definitely see the potential for said spin-offs.
This is going to be very interesting.
But I don't think it'll go too much longer because I think it would overstay its welcome. Final Fantasy has stayed relevant because they have so many different characters that you can follow different stories with. Sora has been the character that you're following for all of these main games. And I think that it would overstay its welcome if it stays too much longer.
Yeah, there's definitely a shelf life.
But then again, what do I know? In a couple months, Fast and Furious 10 and Indiana Jones 5 come out. If there was anything I thought was going to have a shelf life.
I think the difference would be when it comes to Fast and Furious, it's well past its shelf life. It's not like here's the thing about Fast and Furious. It's not that it's a good.
It's just fun.
Movie. It's a fun movie. Now, let's say for Kingdom Hearts, they could keep coming out with fun games, but they might not be good in terms of the overall story.
They have been so far, though.
Actually care about. Yeah, so far.
For the record, so far,
good. Yeah, it's been great. But if they were to continue,
I don't know, Indiana Jones 4 wasn't even fun. It was just bad. Harrison Ford's too old to be Indiana Jones, bro. I can't believe he's still being Indiana Jones. When I heard Indiana Jones movie coming out in 2023, I'm like, oh, they're rebooting it. Nope.
No.
It's just another sequel. Man, it's old as dirt.
Are they really making him the main character, though?
Yes! As far as hold on. Let me make sure. As far as I know, yes.
At this point, this is when you bring in the new face, right? And you have Harrison Ford as like the old mentor.
They already had the chance to do that with Shia LaBeouf in the third one. And they just...
But no one enjoyed it.
The third one was well received. The fourth one is where it went bad. Like, bad.
I don't know. I never really hear, like, positive reflections on the third one.
Hold on. Let's see. I don't even remember which one is the third one. Oh, they must have set that up in the fourth one, because the third one was way too long ago for it to have been Shia LaBeouf. They must have set that up in the fourth one. That's how bad the fourth one is. That I tried to separate it in my brain into two separate bad movies.
No, because what I remember is people not enjoying like the whole Shia LaBeouf thing and just like that whole.
The fourth one was the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was 2008. The third one, I knew the third one had love. That's The Last Crusade from '89. Okay. That one's definitely got love. But this one is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And
even the name sounds dumb. Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
As far as I'm seeing, It is Harrison Ford 100% the main character, despite the fact that he is 80 years old.
They have to play into that a lot, right? Like he has to go to start doing stuff that he would normally
and just
do.
Doesn't
and be like,
he breaks a hip?
Like, yeah, he'd be like, no.
He's also going to be in Marvel soon. You know
that,
right? He's going to be Thunderbolt Ross, also known as Red Hulk.
Really?
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I'm more okay with that because once they CGI him into the Hulk, it's not him.
Yeah.
But Indiana Jones is officially older than my grandparents.
Didn't they already have the guy that would have been Red Hulk?
They had a Thunderbolt
he was the general,
Ross.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just recasting?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, I did not know that.
He was in the old Hulk movie. Yeah, he died. We do need to remember that Hulk movie came out 16 years ago.
No, absolutely.
And he was old in that movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Still kind of looked younger than Harrison Ford. Like... God. Speaking of looking younger, interesting topic. Don't know if you've heard of her. She has her own TV show on one of those network channels, TLC maybe. Her name is Shauna Rae. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Okay. So she is a 23-year-old, as far as I understand, trapped in a 7-year-old body because she had brain cancer at 6 months old, and the treatments to deal with that left her pituitary gland dormant. So she never aged past 7, so to speak.
Right.
But she is legally 23. She has the internal organs of a 23-year-old. She has the life experiences of a 23-year-old. She's just stuck in a 7-year-old body. And the show has shown her trying to strive for independence. She's gone out and, gotten a liquor license so she could bartend. She went out and got a tattoo. She does all these things to try and, show that just because looks like she's 7 doesn't mean she can't be an adult. And all that's great. Right. Everything I've heard says she's a very down-to-earth person. She's very kind. I have no qualms. She recently, on the show, I think, brought in a love interest that she had been talking to. A guy roughly our age, which isn't a problem. She's 23. This guy has gotten insane amounts of backlash on the internet. Calling him a pervert and a disgusting individual because she looks like she's 7, so clearly he's some kind of sicko. That's not fair.
No.
That's not fair. Now look, I'm not saying it's for me. I don't think I could get past that. I think it would be a mental blockade for me, but I'm not judging him. She deserves to be happy. She shouldn't not be allowed to have a love interest. You know what I mean? What, is she just supposed to be forced to also only date people with dwarvism? Like, that's not fair to her.
Well, but, a lot of people, ignore a lot of the times is the fact that people get into relationships for more than just looks.
Right. Well, so that was my thing. All these people are bashing him for doing the one thing that everybody asks people to do and not pick someone based off appearance.
Yeah.
Guys, all I hear is how guys are pigs because they'll only date supermodels and stuff like that. And then this guy picks somebody, decides he's interested in somebody because of their personality, and he's a bad guy for it.
Imagine if they did a segment on that show where she's just trying to go on, these blind dates, and then you have people that are, disgusted because she looks like a 7-year-old.
Right.
That person would be bashed by
because he's
an entire online community. Exactly.
Now here's the thing. I'm gonna be real. If I was at a blind date speed dating thing and somebody that looked like they were 7 sat down at my table, I would walk away.
Probably catch. Yeah.
I'd walk away.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be.
I'm not that person. I'm not trying to get caught up in that. But there are people like saying like his computer somebody should get a warrant for his computer to see what's on it. I'm like, you don't think the people that put him on their fucking reality show didn't do a little bit of vetting?
Just like a little bit?
A little bit. He's not even from America. You think he brought it with him? He's European. Like, you think he brought his computer with all this nastiness on it? Come on. I just think it's messed up that people are bashing him. Like, look, I get it if it's not for you. I'm not the kind of person that's going to be like, oh, you don't want to be with somebody because of their looks? You're a bad person. No, you're not. You're allowed to like what you like. If you shouldn't be with somebody if you can't be attracted to them. But I'm never going to bash somebody for liking somebody based on their personality or their looks, or not liking somebody based on their personality or their looks. But we need to understand she is still 23 years old. She's still a fucking adult.
Yeah.
Like, the people bashing him, y'all are the problem. For real. This is another case of people trying to get upset about anything they can.
Yeah, and if it was a problem for her, she wouldn't
do it. And her parents approve of him. They like him.
Yeah. People just want to be upset on... they always want to be upset on someone else's behalf.
Right.
It's become a huge thing, especially like I hear it often from comedians where like they'll tell jokes about a specific group or demographic, and they'll tell it to the demographic, and then they won't care, but then all of a sudden somebody else has like the biggest problem, and you're so disrespectful, and it's just like,
I mean, it's a problem.
Everyone wants to be mad.
It's a problem right now on Twitch with that new Hogwarts Legacy game.
That's so fucking stupid.
It's a problem right now because of that. It's gone so far that somebody programmed a website called HaveTheyStreamedThatWizardGame.com. And you can go to this website and plug in a streamer's name, and it'll tell you whether or not they've streamed it.
So, here's the thing with that, right? I get it. You don't have to like the person that created the property. That's fine. Don't like that person. All right? You might have very good reasons not to like that person.
In this case, you do.
But you do. But somebody not playing or streaming this product, like specifically Harry Potter, it's not going to change a damn thing.
It doesn't mean shit to her.
No, it doesn't change a thing.
No,
she's not having like direct like interaction with this. She's gonna keep making money regardless of you standing on your high horse.
And even if she wasn't, if we're gonna be honest, even if she wasn't, she doesn't care.
No,
she's already at that point financially where this is chump change to her.
You're not making a difference.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm sorry. It's not.
And look,
it's
here's
not
the
making
thing.
a difference.
If in your brain you say, I don't want to get this game because I don't want to be somebody that puts money in her pocket. My money should never end up in her pocket. Fine. I respect that. I respect your standing on that. Totally. That is your prerogative. That's fine. Just because they spent money on this game does not mean they support that person's mentality. I went and saw Aquaman in theaters. That doesn't mean I think that Amber Heard is a good person. I went to see it to support everyone else that spent their hard time busting their asses to make that movie. Everybody that wants to play this game is doing it to support a game studio, voice actors, developers, designers, and hundreds of other jobs that spent a lot of hard work making this game that, for all intents and purposes, if you just took the one person's name away from it, would be probably a candidate for Game of the Year. Already.
Honestly, even with
it might still
everyone's hate, still might be. I hear great things about
I hear great things about the game too. But the backlash is insane. I have seen streamers doing things that were super productive to counteract it. Doing charity streams. So if you don't know, for whatever reason, if you're not privy to the knowledge, the main argument has been with this game that if you buy it, you are supporting J.K. Rowling in her stance on trans people and whether or not they deserve to be treated fairly. And people are saying that if you play this game, it means you're transphobic and all of that. And I've seen a couple of streamers do this where they are streaming this game, specifically doing a charity stream for trans youths, trying to raise money for trans people to get, equal treatment, equal rights, lawyers in cases where they haven't been given the same fair treatment that they deserve. Because we've talked about it here. Trans people deserve to be treated just like people. They are just people. I don't like that we keep using the term trans people. You shouldn't have to introduce yourself as a trans man or a trans woman. You're just a man or a woman. I don't care. But playing this game does not mean that I support J.K. Rowling's opinions. And I have seen quite a few people getting, we've talked about what hate raids are before on Twitch, where people just go out of their way to send their community to someone just to be dicks. I have seen insane hate trains going on some streamers playing this game. I've seen people break down and cry because they're just getting nasty vulgarity just sent at them in their chats and in their private messages. And it's disgusting. Why is it so? Hold on. My thing is, if we think that people playing this game perpetuates hate, why is our response hate? Who the fuck thinks hate is going to fix hate?
Because the reality is that people aren't there because they're trying to fight a real issue.
No.
This has been it's been a thing for ever. Going back to the Black Lives Matter movement. The amount of hate that came out of that wasn't because people were trying to fix a problem. People as human beings, as a society, we seek outlets for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that goes on internally, we need to find an outlet that we can expunge our hate to. And that's what happens. We find, here's a movement. We're going to put our hate into it. Now, I don't feel bad. I'm mad, and I'm doing it for a good cause. You're not. More often than not, you're hurting whatever movement you're trying to perpetuate.
I remember when I lived in Tennessee is when the Black Lives Matter movement really started to get traction. And I support it. I think it's necessary. But I remember a news thing going up about how there was a Black Lives Matter picnic, maybe. It was either a picnic or something along those lines at a park.
The one where white supporters weren't allowed
White
to
people
attend.
came trying to show support, and they were told they weren't allowed in because they're not black. And I'm like, that's so counterproductive.
I mean, there's been a lot more information has come out recently now about the Black Lives Matter movement. Now that it's basically a crippled movement at this point because of everything that took place.
A lot of people shot it in the foot.
Yeah. Well, people are coming out talking about its origins and how corrupted it became very quickly.
Yeah.
Because people were no longer trying to support its original goal.
They were just trying to push their own agendas.
Yeah, and that's all it became, was people pushing their own agenda.
I mean, Brett, I made a realization that people are going to find something to hate in anything with the whole thing with Mr. Beast recently. So for anybody that doesn't know, Mr. Beast literally cured 1,000 people having blindness. Like, literally, he gave them their sight back. Because it was a super, like, simplistic surgery that they just couldn't afford. And so Mr. Beast did it for 1,000 people. 1,000 people got to see again. And people are saying that Mr. Beast is selfish because he decided to record it so that he could profit off of it. That's how he affords being able to do it, you dickheads. It's his job. It's his living.
It's stories like this. Like, you just know people are dumb.
Like, if he didn't record it and post it, he wouldn't be able to do it next time.
And I don't mean dumb as in, like, people never went to school. I mean dumb as in people never take the time to educate themselves on a topic before they start talking about it.
I think as a society, we need to learn the difference between stupid and dumb. Because there's a difference. And I don't care which one we use. I think we should use dumb as the nicer one because it doesn't sound as mean. Stupid sounds mean. It sounds insulting. But we should separate them, and one of them should just be a lack of knowledge. And one of them should be a lack of caring to get the knowledge. Because some people are just less intelligent by nature. Hell, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I'm never going to judge somebody because they don't know something. You know how often I find out I did not know something?
Shit, each of those words could have the particular definition you're talking about.
Could.
And you're just not educated in that subject.
Could. Totally could. And in that case, I'm dumb. It's not that I'm stupid. I'd like to know the difference. But as far as I know, they're just kind of synonyms for one another. But there should be a separator for people that lack intelligence and people that lack the drive to gain intelligence. Yeah. Because the people that lack the drive are the problem. I would rather work with if I owned my own company, I would rather hire people that are less good at the job but care more to learn than the people that are naturally good at it but are just fucking lazy.
Oh, absolutely.
I would rather have employees that struggle to get the job done but they do their best than people that could do it right every time without even trying.
Because eventually, and this is just how things work, eventually that person is going to get it.
They're going to get it. Or, on the flip side, eventually the job's going to change and this person's not going to fucking adapt.
Yeah, because they refuse to learn anything else.
Right. But the fact that people are hating on Mr. Beast for giving 1,000 people their sight back because he chose to make a video about it, like, I don't understand how people don't realize that's how he makes his money so that he can do all the amazing charitable things. I have never heard a foul thing about Mr. Beast. He is one of the few, like, YouTube sensation celebrities, like the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls. Like, he's one of the few people that made his fame on YouTube that I've never heard somebody have something foul to say about.
So, I've heard people, like, get upset because, like, in his videos, there will be something that gets brought in, a prop or something that's expensive, and it just gets destroyed or something like that. What people don't get is the money that comes from that video, one, will way out trump anything he's destroying.
Right.
And he takes that money and he gives it to people.
Right.
He uses it to make his videos, which are about giving to other people.
Yeah.
Like, that's his whole thing.
Let's just check. I'm curious. Let's see how much money Mr. Beast gave away last year.
I mean, it had to have been a shit ton.
How much money did Mr. Beast give away in 2022? In videos only. This isn't counting anything he chose to not post because it just wasn't good enough content.
Because he does do that.
Because there are plenty of cases where he does not have good enough content to post it. In videos alone, it saw him give away at least $3.2 million in cash. That is not counting prizes. That is not counting people getting to just go to a store and take anything they want. It's not counting any of that, and it's not counting what didn't get fucking shown. In videos, $3.2 million in cash. In 2021, $2.5 million.
That's a lot of money that he does not have to give to people.
In the last 3 years, it's estimated that Mr. Beast has given away nearly $8 million to people. $8 million!
So, being realistic, let's say Mr. Beast just were to stop giving away money right now, and he just did outlandish videos because he can, he would still make a fuck ton of money.
Yep.
People would still be watching his videos.
I doubt it would go down by much.
No. I highly doubt it would. But that's not what he's doing. He is continuously giving money to people that need it, putting money back into his community. People just want to be mad at him.
So the thing is that people are mad because Mr. Beast figured it out. He's a genius, and no one understands that he's a genius. He gives away $250,000 today and makes a video about it that gets 37 million views, and he gets $1 per view because of ad revenue. And he's like, that $250,000 I gave away just made me enough to make this video 110 more times. like he just doesn't. He figured out the system, and he's a genius, and he keeps doing it. One, because he's a good person, and two, because it gives him an infinite amount of money, basically.
I mean, yeah, kind of. And it's a rare combination of somebody doing something that does net them a shit ton of revenue, but then also somebody that actually cares about other people.
Yeah. It's like...
Because he doesn't have to.
No.
He does not have to.
Honestly, the world is super lucky that Mr. Beast is the one that figured out this system. Because, and I'm going to say it, if the Paul brothers had figured this out, no one would have seen that money. They would be faking it until they make it. Like, because the Paul brothers don't care about people like that. Not to say that they have to. You don't have to care about people the way that Mr. Beast does. It's your money. You don't have to give it away. I'm not going to judge people for not giving away their money. But the Paul brothers definitely wouldn't. It's not who they are. And that's fine.
As far as what we've
As
seen
far as what they've shown.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you never know what someone's really like.
Sure,
behind the screen.
maybe behind off camera, like they sit down when they're doing their taxes and they're like, "I've got $6 million just sitting here doing nothing. Let's anonymously donate it to charity." They could do that, and if they do, more props to you. Everything that I've seen has suggested they're both kind of dicks. Logan more than Jake. Ever since Jake started boxing, he's kind of stopped being a dick, and he's just started being kind of like the Conor McGregor of the boxing world.
Yeah. It's been very conflicting, and I think that's what's really working for him because
it's literally the old saying, controversy creates cash.
Yeah, he's one of those people that, like,
you want to see him lose.
You want to see him lose.
But then you start watching him and you're like, oh shit, he's kind of good.
You can't help but not be a little bit impressed by what he's doing.
I just need him to fight a boxer. Like a real deal boxer. That's all I need.
Yeah, because if he did it,
he wins.
Like, he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he goes up against a legit boxer.
And like for the record, dude, legit boxer means somebody that their sole focus in their professional life has been boxing. They weren't a basketball player turned boxer. They weren't a cage fighter turned boxer. Now, granted, cage fighter turned boxer still has an amount of respect that needs to go with it. He did beat Anderson Silva. He needs to get some fucking respect for that. But Anderson Silva, 50 years old, spent 17 years as an MMA fighter. It's different. But if he gets in that ring and fights someone who, from day one, has been training to be a boxer and has at least 5 professional fights under their belt and won 4 of them, he doesn't even have to be undefeated. If he fights somebody that's 4-1 in professional boxing and he beats them the way he beats everyone else he fights, he's got my respect. Undisputed.
Something else. He's in a great position.
Yeah.
Because from where he is now, he has called out some of the top boxers that exist.
Yep.
So, let's say
it's on them.
They decline. They decline. It's not his fault that he's not facing up against a boxer. He's literally asked to, right? Great position for him. And then, let's say he does. It doesn't matter if he wins or loses.
He's going to get paid.
If he loses, he's still getting paid. And no one can disrespect him by saying that he never went up against a real boxer. Yeah, he did. He went up against one of the best and he lost. Oh, wow. Wow, you go up against the best boxer and you get your ass kicked. Imagine that happens. And then if he goes in there and wins...
It's over. He wins.
He just beat the shit out of the best boxer in the world.
Look, here's the thing, and I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to be the one to say it. Jake Paul fights a real boxer. He does better than Logan Paul did against Mayweather.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Logan Paul got knocked out in that fight, and Mayweather held him up so that fight didn't end, because they were getting paid per the round. Because Logan Paul was unconscious at one point in that fight.
That'll be something I never forget.
Him being asleep.
It was great.
He was out.
No, so, feelings aside, what they've done is impressive as far as both of them are concerned.
Logan Paul is an insanely impressive wrestler.
In terms of just hustle in general, incredible. And this is ignoring personal feelings. It's not not about whether we like or dislike them or approve of certain things they're doing, but you can't help but not respect just the generalized drive they have. And it might just solely be for themselves. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to have a hell of a drive to be doing the shit that they're doing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I mean, they fucking found it.
Yep.
They found exactly what people want to watch, found exactly what people want to pay them to see them do. And
they're making their money.
Quite impressive, yeah.
Yeah. Personal feelings aside, I got nothing but respect for what they've done financially.
Incredible.
But nah, I don't know. Mr. Beast, if for whatever reason you ever hear this, we appreciate you. Yeah. Real talk, no sarcasm at all. I don't think you'll ever hear this, but if you ever hear this, we 1,000,000,000% appreciate the things you do for people in general. And if you ever need somebody to be in a video and you can't find someone, I volunteer.
I mean, when we saw that video, I just had YouTube up and it refreshed, and I saw that video. I'm like, he cured blind people. Looked it up, instantly fucking impressed.
Yeah,
because that's not something you have to do.
Brett, if you weren't in the military anymore, so you didn't have to worry about the fear of AWOL, would you volunteer for a Mr. Beast video?
Would I volunteer?
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what it is.
Spend the next 45 days in this circle, and you get $500,000.
Well, yeah, I'd do that.
Would you stay inside a circle for 45 days?
I mean, you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do. You're going to be rank as fuck afterwards, but you do what you got to do.
I mean, and at the end, it's on me. Hey, I can stop whenever I want. I'm not imprisoned.
Oh, I don't know if I could stop. I'd be sitting there nope, I'll just lay here and wither away, but at least I'll wither away into $500,000. That's a lot of money, dude.
When he did that video about that guy living in that
for circle, a half a year,
in the house, so living there was one thing.
He just took half the house.
That guy got fucked with, and big time after halfway through.
It wasn't bad at first, and then it was the last 2 weeks. It got bad fast. They cut the house in half. They surrounded him with killer clowns.
I didn't disagree with it in the slightest. Not for the fact of hey, oh, you're just like trying to mess with him just so that you don't have to pay him. And it's like, no, that's not what it is.
You're making him earn it.
Yeah. He didn't have to go through hard labor to get this. No, he's being given this money to live.
He's literally being paid to sit and do nothing. It's everybody's dream.
Yeah, how many inconsequential challenges can you go through to continue to earn that money? I thought it was fantastic.
Now, I will say, inconsequential is one thing. They straight up took half his house.
It wasn't his house.
But he still had to sleep in it. Outdoors.
Yeah. I mean,
look, indoors, you could take half my house. Outdoors, now there's a problem. What if it rains?
Bro, there was people naked in the Amazon for less.
That's true. That's true.
I don't want to hear it.
They were there for free.
Exactly. Yeah. He gladly suffered.
Yes.
Gladly suffered through that. I would gladly suffer through that. I might not be glad in the moment, but once that moment passes, I'm like, man, I'd do that shit again.
Bro, I just feel like I don't know, man. 3 months not being able to talk to nobody, I think I'd go stir crazy.
He talked to people.
He talked to Mr. Beast every once in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm social interaction is required. The fuck am I gonna do? Play solitaire?
I don't think for how long he had to be there, I don't think it broke the bounds that would break a person. Now, there are at one, everyone's different, and two, like, the conditions will always affect that. But realistically, you can go quite a while without interaction, but once you hit that point, it's very hard to continue.
I think
humans do crave other human interaction.
So there's definitely that. For that guy, I think it was harder than it would be for us because he had kids.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, if I had kids, I couldn't imagine going 90 days without talking to my kids.
No.
I couldn't imagine it.
Like, if I was doing something like that, like, per denomination, I have a very particular goal that I want to hit with each amount. And then when it gets towards the end, we're going to see if, like, what else I had planned is worth it. And it might not be. It might not. You want to see your kids. That's a lot of time.
I'm pretty sure
you're missing.
It was like an all or nothing, though, for him, right?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think it was based on time in. I think it was all or nothing. I think, like, with, like, 2 weeks left or 3 weeks left, Mr. Beast had been like, hey, will you leave now for 100,000? And he was like, no, I'm staying. But I'm pretty sure it was an all or nothing.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different video, because there was definitely a video where, like, every day... Oh, yeah, it was a different guy. Every day that he stayed, he would get, like, a case of money. I guess this was a completely different video.
And it was different amounts in the case every time.
No. It was the same amount. I think it was like, I think it was like $10,000.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong on the number. But he would get a case of money, and then an item would be taken out of the room. Something to entertain him and, like, give him comfort. So he had to plan out for, like, X amount of days what was going to be taken every single day. It got to the point where he's like, oh, well, I guess I don't need my bed anymore. Like...
Shit, I'm gonna be real with you. That room gets empty, I got another 3 days in me. No bed, no nothing. I got... Look, I'm fat enough, I could definitely just lay there and just chill for 3 days.
Wither away.
Like, I got enough in the reserves. I can make it a solid 3 days without feeling it.
Now, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was, like, still getting fed and stuff.
Oh yeah, we're good then.
Yeah. I don't remember all the particulars, but no, he does really good things.
He's a great person. Great person, deserves everyone's love.
You want to know somebody that did not get everyone's love?
You?
Okay. This isn't about me. It's about somebody else. All right. It's not always about me.
Since when?
So cycling way back to the Titanic. Did you know only one Japanese person survived the Titanic?
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know any Japanese people were on the Titanic.
Funny enough, there was only one Japanese person on the Titanic. One Japanese person was on the Titanic, and he survived. So he was the only Japanese person that survived the Titanic. But that turned out to not be a good thing for him.
Okay.
So because he survived the sinking of the ship, when he came back to Japan, people completely condemned him. I'm probably about to butcher his name. Masabumi Hosono. I could be completely butchering that name.
You are, I'm sure.
But when he came back to Japan, yeah, they condemned him and ostracized him because he survived. Because he took a place on a boat that could have been given to somebody else. So he was shamed for being a coward because he survived the Titanic.
Wow.
That this wasn't the captain that chose to not go down with his ship. This was just a guy. And yeah, he was shunned by his entire country.
That's insane. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this recently, just scrolling, saw a video of somebody talking about it, and it was crazy to hear, but not unbelievable at all.
No, it's crazy. Wow.
Like, in terms of, like, their culture, like, that made a lot of sense, unfortunately. But, yeah, I thought that was wild.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That happened. Like, could you imagine, like, surviving a horrible event?
And then being treated
just
like
to come back home and they're just like, so
you're a bitch.
So you didn't go down with the ship? Like, you chose to live?
Nah, there were boats, dog. No.
Were there people that died? Yeah. Why didn't you let one of them on the boat?
They didn't get to the boat.
They didn't make it. Yeah, no, it's wild. And it's weird because there was a policy, like there was like a sense of order going on in the Titanic.
Women and children first.
I'm aware of women and children were going first. So like, did he take someone's seat that he wasn't supposed to? Or was he just one of the people that got on the boat after all the women and children that they found or that made it to that point had gone? Maybe he was just he probably just did what he was supposed to do. I mean, I imagine you're in that scenario. There's people telling you what to do.
I'm sure.
You know, I've
never been on a sinking boat, but I would imagine.
No. I would imagine somebody starts like dictating. I mean, clearly someone was dictating women and children go first.
Yeah.
There was probably someone dictating like, hey, you, get on the fucking boat.
Go now.
Go on. Now. Hurry up. And, you know, you're not going to sit there and question and be like, no. Everyone behind me first. No, you're not going to do that. You're just going to...
No, I cannot. You must take them first. Them
go first.
No. Thank you. I will gladly sit in your boat. So I didn't see that, but I did see a fan theory. It's not a real theory. It can't be.
Like a fan of the Titanic? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I know, right? They are convinced that Jack is a time traveler.
Jack as in Jack from the movie Titanic is a time traveler?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Would you like to know why?
Honestly, probably not. Okay. If I'm being honest, probably not. But go ahead.
Okay. So
I probably don't want to know.
Apparently. So, all right. The whole story of Jack being on this boat. There is no record of him ever being there. There is no record in the real Titanic of him being on this boat.
Mm-hmm.
The only record of him being on that boat is the stories that Rose told. So, the theory is with this movie that they portrayed it, and as far as people are concerned, this movie portrayed it from Rose's stories with some dramatization. Right. So, there's no record of him being there, which means he probably just showed up on the boat magically. Time travel. And then, now these are the parts that have some merit. Now, I chalk this up to bad script writing and bad research on the part of somebody writing the script. But other people chalk this up to time travel. So he mentions a lake that his father and him used to go to as a child.
Okay.
That lake is a man-made lake that wasn't created until after the Titanic sank.
All right.
He has a backpack that is from the 30s. The Titanic sank like 13 years before this backpack existed.
Okay, look. I might give you the right. I might give you that right. If that was a prominent moment in the story that she told, like, hey, this is something he told me, I might give you that one, right? I don't know. I can't check and verify that. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Me neither.
I don't for a second believe that she was like, yo, he had this backpack. This one. You got to put that one in.
Yep.
That one didn't exist. I don't care. That's the one that he had.
So here it is. In the 1977 film Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Jack Dawson, mentions that he went ice fishing on the frozen waters of Lake Wissota as a boy. This would have been impossible. The Titanic sank in 1912, 3 years before the construction on the dam that formed Lake Wissota. So he was talking about going ice fishing as a boy on a lake that didn't even get made until 3 years after the Titanic sank.
So now here's the thing. If that came directly from her story,
then we have a problem.
That's crazy.
Then we have a problem. I think just bad fact checking.
I would love clarification on that.
I don't know that there's a way we could ever get it.
I don't think there is, but like if that was written down somewhere, that would be huge. For any individuals that are upset that they used a backpack that was not invented yet, I'll apologize for them.
Bad prop work, bad.
Bad. How dare they not find the adequate props?
You know what? No, we're saying that sarcastically, but real talk. That's your fucking job. Get your shit straight.
Yeah.
We're saying this sarcastically because it's dumb to think that you're upset about it. But real talk, no, bad. Like, bad on you for not doing your job enough to say, damn, this backpack didn't even exist yet. We shouldn't put it in this movie. Be time accurate. Now, he didn't need a backpack.
Now, there's a lot of situations where, you know, hey, this wasn't a prop that you requested. You know, like, yeah, but we decided he needs to wear a backpack. We don't have a fucking backpack from that era. Like, this isn't something that you wanted us to have. All right, well, do you have an old backpack? Yeah, sure, we have an old backpack, but like,
not from then.
And, you know, you don't know what happens behind the scenes and what actually takes place. Could be a complete fuck up on the prop department. Could be a complete fuck up on the research department. I don't know. But I mean, it's not the first time that something has existed in a movie that wasn't supposed to be there. I'm pretty sure Starbucks was in a what is it, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Didn't they have a Starbucks company?
Yeah, they did. Yup, I remember that. Yup.
You know, the queen needs her fix. You know, you can't judge them for that.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous. So I just looked it up, and on Lake Wasota's Wikipedia page, in the early sections description, it even says, in popular culture, Lake Wosota is mentioned in the film Titanic by one of the film's protagonists, Jack Dawson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, stating that him and his father would go ice fishing on Lake Wosota. However, that wasn't possible because Lake Wosota wasn't created until 5 years after the Titanic sank. So, I mean, I'm chalking it up to James Cameron not knowing how to check his work.
Yeah.
But if there's legit, writing somewhere from Rose in her memoirs about Jack saying that he went ice fishing on this lake, I want to see it. I want to see it now. Because that would, in fact, confirm time travel.
So, let's say for instance, there was time travel, right? We'll say there was.
We would know about it
in this
already.
hypothetical. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
If there was time travel in this situation and Jack did time travel and appear on the Titanic, why was he there?
The theory is that he went back to stop Rose from jumping off the boat. Because if Rose had jumped off the boat, and this is the reason he only was infatuated with her the whole movie, he had to keep her on the boat and stop her from jumping off. Because if she had jumped off the boat would have had to stop to send out a search party, and therefore never would have crashed. So he had to go to prevent the Titanic from not sinking.
Interesting.
Some kind of butterfly effect thing happened where she decided she wanted to jump off the boat, and she didn't do that originally. This is the fan theory, obviously. She didn't actually jump off the boat, but some kind of butterfly effect happened, and now she wants to. And if she did, the Titanic never would have sank, which would have then caused catastrophic
So you're
ripples.
saying a different time travel issue.
Something else caused an issue that he had to then go fix. And that's why we never found him, because once the Titanic sank, his job was done, he went back to his time.
Right. Interesting theory.
Right. I mean, I do like the whole theory because of the fact that he mentions a lake that didn't exist yet. The backpack holds no standards to me.
No. The lake's the only thing that you have to go on.
And I like it. I like the attention to detail because I never would have known that.
So I will say there's a specific avenue of the theory that you have to take. Otherwise, things get very, very complicated. And that is, he has to be going there to make sure that the Titanic still crashes.
Right.
Because if he isn't there to make sure the Titanic still crashes,
he has no reason to be there.
He has no reason to be there besides causing the crash.
Right.
Now, if that was to happen, I think it was already theorized in Supernatural, right? Like someone's going back and stopping the Titanic from crashing. Was it Supernatural?
Maybe. I think I remember that happening in Supernatural, yeah.
And thousands and millions of lives were created from all those people.
Right.
Because they were supposed to have died, but now there's this surplus
It was in the Fates episode. It was the Fates episode.
Yeah,
the Fates were
trying
killing
to create more souls.
The Fates were killing the descendants.
Right.
Because they didn't belong here.
They weren't supposed to exist.
Yes, that did happen in Supernatural. I think the demons maybe, or angel. It was probably the angels in an angel war.
Right.
Went back in time to make more souls to power up their army, and the Fates then said, we have way too many people that don't belong here. They all need to die.
Yeah, and they went around killing all these people that were not supposed to exist.
Right. So, but no, the theory is Jack time traveled to the Titanic to stop Rose from jumping off, because if she had jumped off, they would have had to have stopped the boat to rescue her, which is true. And then he stayed to make sure she didn't then go jump off, which is why they're basically inseparable the entire time. And then once the Titanic crashes, he lets go so that she can't see him anymore, and he can time travel back.
It's a very interesting
theory. I like it.
Yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, but I like it.
I mean, it's a better theory than, like knowing that there is the potential that was a true story. Better theory than, like, I was starting to think it was going to be. I'm like, oh, this sounds kind of dumb. But,
I mean...
No, if that holds any water...
I mean, there are theories that Jack survived and washed ashore on his own somehow, and then became the Great Gatsby. Like, people don't make theories about anything, bro. Well, I was like, you do know that just because Leonardo DiCaprio decided to play two characters from roughly the same era doesn't mean they're the same person, right?
So I have a different Rose to talk about. Rosa Parks.
Okay. I was like, where's this going?
Yeah, where's this going? So, recently, I say recently, I don't know exactly when it happened.
Rosa Parks? It was a while ago, bro.
No. Kanye West said something about Rosa Parks.
Oh my god.
And that she was a plant. Did you hear about that?
What? Okay,
so he was saying something to the effect that Rosa Parks was a plant. Like not like a fucking fern, but was like planted on the bus.
I love the idea that that's what he thinks. He thinks she was just a chia pet. Because here's the thing. With Kanye, maybe.
So, getting back to this.
I like how you had to clarify that. Because we're not sure with Kanye. I had to clarify. Because... We're not sure
it needed for him. It needed to be clarified.
No, for real. But, I like it. All right.
But that he was that she was like it was organized that she was supposed to be on that bus.
Okay.
To then cause
the Rosa Parks incident, right?
And so, like this guy asked about what's this guy's name? Now. This is ignoring any opinions. This isn't about like who the person is specifically, but I saw this video where someone was asking Ben Shapiro about what Kanye said, and he started saying like, "You mean the actual situation that took place, right?" And when I heard him say that, I was very confused, and then he started saying that the NAACP actually planted her on that bus because they thought that she would be a good candidate to then run their civil case behind. I had never heard anything about that. That was really weird to me. So I'm looking stuff up, and now I can't speak to the validity of a lot of this information. Like I don't know what story's true now. There is an actual reference to the fact that the NAACP did choose her case because they thought she would make a better candidate.
Yeah, for sure.
It was between her and a Colvin. Yeah, it was between her and a guy named Colvin. He had a different case, and they thought that Rosa Parks would be a better person to proceed with for the case. That was the only thing I could confirm.
Huh.
But now there's this air of like was she planted there or was she not? Because now this is going away from like, okay, hey, Kanye West just said something crazy. Right? Now it's, Ben Shapiro, who is a guy that he's a relatively intelligent man.
He's controversial, but
he's controversial, but he's a smart individual.
Yeah, no, for sure.
he doesn't, as far as I've seen, he doesn't just make shit up. So
no,
I'm very interested to like find out if I can, if that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think it changes anything.
No, it doesn't.
By no means. It doesn't change anything, but it would be interesting to know.
Yeah.
Like, why is that something that we kept hidden?
Right.
Because I don't think it changes anything in the grand scheme. It's still an important, monumental stand up to the oppression. Yeah. It doesn't matter if she was chosen or not.
No, it doesn't.
In terms
but
of
it would be interesting to know.
Yeah. That was something I found out recently in terms of, like, now I still don't know.
Right.
Because realistically, we have no way to confirm it, right?
Right.
There's no real way to confirm that.
No, it'll all just be
obviously
hearsay
you could find, you could find documents or something that speak to the fact, but I don't know where you're going to find those.
Right.
As of now, it's just hearsay and stories, but I don't know. It was something that was kind of interesting to me.
Yeah. Speaking of people getting picked for things.
Okay.
It's a sad day. The NFL confirmed that they are not picking the Kelce brothers' mom to do the coin toss at the Super Bowl. I really wanted her to do the coin toss. I really did, man. I thought it would have been so cool.
Yeah, it was great listening to them go over, like, predictions.
They are so funny.
They're great. They're fucking
Travis
great,
and Jason Kelce are so fucking funny, and if you don't listen to their podcast, you should. Even if you're not a football fan, you should just go listen to their podcast. They don't even really talk about football that much as they just say ridiculous shit that sometimes involves football.
Lately they've had, like, their parents on, and, like, they're just I don't know. Go watch it. I'm not gonna like repeat everything that they're saying. Go watch it.
No.
It's an enjoyable podcast.
If you want to watch a funny segment from one of their podcasts, though, watch a segment where Travis is talking about the offensive line scheme and how the gaps are numbered, because he starts to go into it and Jason just goes, "No one knows what you're talking about." And he keeps going because he's just getting more frustrated. And Jason's just like, "Travis, they don't understand." Because he's mad at how they're numbered, because it's like, and for the record, they are numbered horribly. You should go listen to that segment if nothing else. But congratulations to both of them and their teams. The Chiefs and the Eagles will be playing in the Super Bowl in 2 days' time. By the time you guys hear this, the Super Bowl will already be well ended. But it is 2 days before the Super Bowl, Brett. Who you got? Kansas City or Philly?
Fuck, man, dude. I don't even know. I like, normally going into this, I have, like, an idea of who I think might win. I legitimately don't know. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win.
I don't know for sure either. I'm inclined to go Kansas City. But I don't know. But I will say, I saw an image that suggests that the score has been leaked. Because everyone thinks it's it's planned and scripted. So, if that's the case, this is what everybody should be watching for. If the score is scripted, the score will be Kansas City 34, Philadelphia 37. So just remember that. So that when the final score is actually 31-14, you guys can understand that it's not actually fucking scripted.
Well, here's the problem, right?
It got leaked, so they got changed.
I'm going conspiracy mode. They leaked it, so it's like, all right, well,
we got to switch it. We got to switch it. Now Kansas City's got to win.
Yeah. So, like, is the leak real? How do we know? They're just going to ignore it and change it.
They leaked it to throw us off.
They leaked it. They did it themselves. Yeah. Psyching us out. You think I don't know? I know it's rigged. I know it's rigged.
It was leaked by Jack from the Titanic.
I don't know about that.
Time travel.
I don't think he had any. I don't think he cares about this specific Super
No,
Bowl.
he needs people.
Why
He
this
needed
one?
it to be leaked, and it wasn't gonna be.
Some world changing things happen because you leaked the score. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you this one. I'm not.
That's all right. I'm gonna just take it.
It's not even close.
I'm gonna take it.
Like, it's not even in the realm of like being near each other.
Taking it.
You shouldn't.
I'm going to.
You should. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gonna let Jack give it to you?
No. I mean, it's probably real small. He was in some real cold water. That water's chilly. For the record, he could have fit on that wooden plank.
Yes, everyone knows he could have fit. He didn't have to fall off. There was no reason
It was
for
so
him
dumb.
to do so.
It was so dumb. They really should have fucking made that movie with a smaller wooden board.
Yeah.
Like, why did you pick a door?
Like realistically, thinking about it, like, hey, if I was being told that story and it's like, oh, she says it was this big, and it's like, well, why couldn't he fit on it? I don't know. Did you not want him to fit on it? Like, me, I'd be asking.
So here's
questions.
my thing: if all you had to do was have him try and climb on it, and then it started to go under because of it, that's all you had to do.
Yeah. If you did that, like,
it's just not strong enough to hold both their body weight. Because it definitely was big enough.
Yeah, he was on it, and they were fine.
Like, it was definitely big enough.
There's no issues. There's no issues whatsoever.
All right, I'm done talking about the Titanic.
I hope so.
Did you know they made a sequel to that movie?
I thought you were done.
I'm talking about the Titanic 2.
No. We're done. We're done. No more Titanic talk.
Made a sequel.
No more Titanic
made a
talk.
sequel.
Did you know they were actually talking about
the Titanic 2? Yes, I was about to bring that up too. Yeah, like actually making another boat called the Titanic. You don't do that, right? That's a no-go. Right? That is off limits for boat names.
Yo, how are you going to curse a ship a second time? Like, that's...
Like, I'll tell you this. I'm not getting on that boat. Nope. Brett.
Let me get this straight. Salo's not here, so we spend like 40 minutes talking about the Titanic. Why?
I don't know.
Why? We could be talking about anything else. I was just talking about Rosa Parks, and we're talking about the Titanic.
Hold on, we were talking about the Titanic first.
Yes, and it should have stayed where it was.
It came back.
Just like Jack. When I brought this up, I didn't expect us to keep talking about the Titanic. It should have been done. Over with.
Real question. Would you rather have to get on the Titanic 2 if they actually made a second Titanic, or go spend 3 days on the island that Amelia Earhart might have ended up on?
Yo, I don't think you understand what luxury cruises are like nowadays. That'd be a relaxing way to die.
No, your answer should have been, this is what your answer should have been: I live in Japan, I'm not Japanese, I'm going to get on one of the boats.
I'm not stupid. I'd get on a boat.
I'm going to be real. I think I'd probably take the Titanic too. But I think I could survive 3 days on that island as long as I'm not hurt. Well, I think the reason she got fucked up was she was hurt.
Yeah. One, I hope I'm not just injured when I'm on this island.
Broken leg, bleeding everywhere, getting the scent for the fucking coconut crabs.
Two, now I know they're...
I'm making a fence.
I'm watching out for them motherfuckers.
We fighting. We fighting. I'm a swing. But no, like, I think I'll probably take Titanic 2. Not 1. I'm not taking 1. But Titanic 2 might succeed. Let's just not label it the unsinkable boat.
Yeah.
It's like they were asking for it, bro. That's like the first case ever of you asked for it. Like, real talk, that's like where that phrase should have originated.
And so, when it comes to, let's say, conspiracy theories, that's where, like, one conspiracy theory might have a little bit of weight in the sense of, like, it was supposed to be unsinkable. The idea that it just hit something and sank seemed really far-fetched to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was you can't hit it and have it sink.
Right.
So, like, did something happen that caused that?
Jack.
That's that. Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. Jag. We all think he was the good guy, but really,
really, little did you know, he had explosives from the 80s.
See, what you didn't know is that Jack was also the Ripper.
Oh God! Wait a minute.
There's a conspiracy theory.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, that's a different twist. Oh man, we're gonna talk about that on the next one.
Yeah.
Next episode, we're just going to start by talking about Jack the Ripper from the Titanic, and Salo's just going to be like, the who?
Yeah. We'll start it off like Salo. So what's your take on Jack the Ripper being on the Titanic? Like, how does that work out? Like, I'm sorry, what?
The who, what, where, when, what?
Why?
How?
Literally, why?
Time travel. Sorry.
All right, guys. I'm sorry if you made it this far.
I'm not. You probably had a great time laughing at us the last half an hour.
No. You should have stopped. You should have stopped at some point. At some point, you should have stopped.
Yeah, 28 episodes ago.
But you made it this far. We thank you. We've been Beyond Us, and we're out.
See ya.